Hello everyone and welcome for this 21st logbook. Today we are in the mountain hut of the association Pren Grogošnica. Last time we talked to you, we were actually in the Velebit in Croatia.
Right after Antoine left, my brother Jean-Baptiste joined us in those beautiful mountains. It was actually fantastic to share this adventure with one of my beloved ones.
When we went back up, the terrain really changed. Jean-Baptiste arrived with some other winter equipment. The slopes were icy and very steep. The first day of Jean-Baptiste was actually quite tough and he left for you a small message.
Salut, je m'appelle Jean-Baptiste, je suis le frère de Marie. Après quelques rendez-vous manqués, je suis finalement venu passer 8 jours avec eux. On le Velebit, c'est montagne croate. Dès le premier jour, j'ai été mis face aux duretés du climat croate. Se retrouver finalement au bout de 5 heures, à avoir fait 4 km, à dormir sous la tente, à se réveiller sous 10 cm de neige. Heureusement après ça s'est un peu calmé avec l'arrivée dans un magnifique refuge, baie vitrée, vue sur le monde et la découverte de la Bula. Que dire de la Bula? Le vent des montagnes du Velebit. La Bula, ça fait boula 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 dans les oreilles, ça souffle. Des moments un petit peu mythiques, des passages de col où on avait l'impression qu'on allait s'envoler. Une aventure quoi, je pense que j'ai fait 5 voyages en un. La neige, la glace, la mer, les cailloux, beaucoup de cailloux, les canyons, et même un petit voyage historique en passant dans les vestiges de la guerre, les trous de balles dans les maisons, les tanks rouillés sur la route, les obus. On a eu la chance également de monter au point culminant de la Croatie, le Dinara, à un peu plus de 1800 mètres. Une belle montée en crampons, tous les uns derrière les autres, avec un point de vue magnifique arrivé en haut. On va pas se cacher qu'il n'y a pas eu que des moments de plaisir, des moments un peu durs. Le réveil le matin avec les chaussures pleines de neige, je pense que je ferai plus attention la prochaine fois. Je vais faire attention à bien ranger ses affaires, pour pas perdre ses gants par exemple. Et surtout, j'ai appris qu'il faut être bien préparé pour partir. Pas partir avec les mauvais crampons par exemple. Pour être très honnête, je m'étais quand même dit que ça allait être compliqué. Et c'est vrai que je vais rentrer, je vais peut-être prendre une petite journée de plus pour me reposer. Moi qui croyais être un petit peu préparé, mon corps m'a expliqué que en fait non. Je sais pas comment ils font pour faire ça pendant un an là. J'ai parlé un peu de l'aventure et c'est vrai que j'ai aussi eu l'occasion de passer 8 jours collé serré avec Marie et Neil quand on fait fondre sa neige et qu'il y en a un qui se lève un peu gauchement et qui renverse le café du matin. Ça crée une petite ambiance et des liens quoi. Alors il est vrai qu'en marchant un peu dans la montagne on n'a pas croisé énormément de gens. C'était quand même l'occasion d'aller à la rencontre un peu des gens qui ne vivent pas la même vie que nous. Ça ouvre l'esprit. J'étais le 16e. Moi j'ai fait mes 35 ans ici et j'ai fêté la première année de pas vers l'autre. Il ne reste plus qu'à trouver le 17e, le 18e. A priori, ça sera l'un d'entre vous. Donc n'hésitez pas, venez, vous serez bien accueillis.
Paklenica is one of the 8 national parks of Croatia. We were alone in there in those 2 giant canyons which were actually beautiful. It was very nice to hike in those rocks which were actually very smooth and curved by the water, which give a real adventure taste to this kind of places here. We kept heading in the direction of the Dinara mountain, another mountain range which is actually marking the border in between Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina. The Dinara is also known for having the highest peak in Croatia, the Sinjal. We found a little shepherd house for the night and we made a nice fire with Jean-Baptiste.
Knowing that there were wars in this area in the 90s is something, but coming actually across a few tanks old and rusty and all of those old munitions is another one.
We knew we needed to care about where we put our feet, but I think this is really the first place where we realized that this is here, that all the landmines haven't been removed yet.
continued our way towards Bosnia and Herzegovina and crossed the border a few kilometers away. The first place where we stayed a bit in Bosnia and Herzegovina is the small city of Livno.
Marja and Jelena Bogatic, two sisters, gave us a really warm welcome in the country. Them and their father introduced us to the lands, but also the food, the culture. We really got to share some good times. We are here for the birthday of Jelena. They took us to see some wild horses next to Livno. They took us also to the source, Duman. You can see and feel there that those people have been living with this source. After Livno, we took the way direction Tomislavgrad, where we had this appointment with Aldin Nederic, our 17th guest. Aldin is from Herzegovina. He lives next by in Jablanica. Halfway, Aldin invited also a good friend of his, Yusuf. And before telling you more, let me show you the small message they left.
Hi, I'm Aldin. I'm member of Mountain Club Plaza. I joined 2PVA 3 days ago on the entrance from Croatia to Herzegovina. We started from Tomislavgrad, then we slept under the Bran mountain in a tent, ascended all Bran peaks. Yesterday we climbed Veliki Vilinac and slept on Vilinac's hut. Today we came to this less known area of Trsnica called Plaza.
Ekipa naša planinara iz Jablanice odlučila se da započne izgradnju doma na Plasi. 2010. smo počeli sa radovima. Znači 5 dugih godina, kao što vidite, ovaj objekat je građen. Otvoren 2015. godine. Radi se baš o novom objektu, malo je poznat, ali evo trenutno radimo na promociji.
An amazing 3 days, unbelievable experience, amazing people. Yeah, we saw some of less seen parts of Herzegovina, which looks quite cool. See the drone shots and all the rest. Anything else?
Balkane moj, ti budi mi silan i dobro mi sto. It's a song about Balkan.
As we said earlier, we made a few changes in our equipment. Neil actually built us sledges, or pulka. We tried them a bit in the Velebit, but mostly here in Bosnia. They are actually a total game changer here.
Maybe a word as well about those snowshoes. We know you like ultralight equipment. The weight for the pair of those snowshoes is 720 grams. It is actually mountain ready. Great innovation. We also changed our Gore-Tex for some vertical mountain equipment. This is French as well. They don't use Gore-Tex but MP+. This is their membrane and it works like a charm. That's it for the equipment change pretty much. Aldin told you briefly about our adventure in those mountains. On the first day, the plateau looked like the Mongolian steppe. A good first day for getting to Tog. We camped on the snowy hill and it was really nice, a bit cold. We made a fire. Waking up, we took the direction of the Vran mountains. This view on the park of Blitinje was fantastic.
After 3 days with Aldin, Yusuf joined us for the 3 next days. On the first day, we climbed 2 major peaks here, the Mali Vilinac and the Veliki Vilinac, before staying in a very nice mountain hut.
We got to visit this arch, the Hajduka Vrata, beautiful again. we took the way down to sleep in the mountain hut plaza.
They were so excited to show us this place.
Coming down, we arrived in Jablanica. Small town, totally surrounded by those mountain ranges. This is where Aldin and Yusuf live. We shared with them some nice time before taking the route to Prenia, this mountain range which is known as the Bosnian Himalayas. It is not yet the end of those beautiful trails of the Via Dinarica, this long-distance trail starting in Slovenia and ending in Albania.
We can't wait to tell you more about this fantastic country we are just starting to discover. In the meantime, check out our Facebook and Instagram for more insight and pictures. Cheers!